Hi, my name is Iris, and if you're new here, well, first of all, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. And also, let me catch you up on what has been going on. Not too long ago, I bought a piece of land in Portugal, which I am step by step transforming into a self-sufficient homestead. From building projects to gardening and homesteading activities, I take you along on this beautiful journey and share my experiences and learnings with you. Next year, you can also watch the transformation of this shed into a beautiful, wonderful tiny house, which I am super excited for. This week's project and building mission plays a key part in that journey. Take a look. So I just prepared the limits of my future shed. So since my current shed of course will be taken down and demolished because that's the place where the future tiny house will be built, I need another shed obviously for my tools, for storage of my fruits and vegetables, etc. So I've decided for this lower terrace, it's the second lowest terrace from where also the greenhouse is, but also the future house. So it's in really close proximity of it. So good to reach your tools at any time. But still, it's a terrace that it's pretty small, which I'm not going to use for anything really, because the upper terraces are all for my gardens and perennials, etc. So I think this one is a spare one. And I also did not plant any fruit trees on this one because of the reason in the back of my mind that I wanted to build a shed here. So next week I get a load of concrete delivered to make the base of the shed. Before that, there are quite a few steps that I have to do in order to get everything ready. So the first step that I will do now is take out 30 centimeters of soil on the size of the shed, which is 18 square meters. So I'll opt for a bit more because on each side, of course, I will have gravel as well. And yeah, that brings me to the next step. After I take out all the soil, there will be a layer of gravel put down and tamped down. So that gives the structure the important and steady base. And later on I will build the framework for the cement to be put in. The soil should be pretty easy because, you know, it's the winter rainy season, so it's not as hard and, you know, dusty as it is in summer. So that's why it's a good time to do it. But 18 square meters of soil digging is quite a bit of work. So let's not waste any time, let's keep going. I almost thought I made a miscalculation because I forgot about this beautiful vine post, but luckily I measured it. It's really almost 3 meters high, and the shed is at its peak, it's 2 meters and 30 centimeters, so no worry at all. On the sides it's lower than 2 meters, so that's not an issue. Whew, lucky me. Also, worst case, I would have, you know, chopped it down a bit, but I'm still happy it turned out that way. So the sides are done, except obviously the front part, because I need to carry out all the soil throughout this way. And yeah, now the inside part is ready to rumble. It's okay, it's not that bad. It looks like a lot of work, and it is of course, but it's doable. I have today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to do it. So I'll do every day a bit, and then I think I should be ready for Wednesday, because on Wednesday we will put the gravel in. So yes, that works, right? So of course you can get also an excavator and have it a bit easier, but there are different reasons why I do it and why I prefer to do it by hand. First of all, I like to be outside. It's a physical exercise to do all this work. It also makes me really proud to see what I have achieved at the end of the day, something that I did just with my hands. Also, it's like a stress relief for all that weird stuff that you have going on in your head sometimes. So the only thing I think about while doing this is this job. So it's really freeing in that way. I mean, people that exercise a lot, or you know, I used to go on really long hikes, it's the same idea behind it. It's the same relief of that mental load. And yeah, also it's saving money, of course. I mean, of course an excavator isn't super expensive to rent, but again, it's a bit of money that I can save this way. And all the other reasons are a plus as well, so why not do it this way? But I understand that people do it another way or prefer to do it with a machine. I mean, I like to do some things with machine, of course, as well. But stuff that I can manage and feel comfortable doing, I'll do it by hand. I have finished, I think, 1/4 of the whole entire surface of the shed. Well, a bit more than the shed, because I added 30 centimeters of each side, because the gravel needs to be there as well, not only, you know, where the cement base will be. And I have to go as deep as this area here. So that's 25 centimeters of depth. And yeah, that's what I need, because I have 15 centimeters of gravel, and then 10 centimeters will be cement within on the ground level, and then 5 of the cement base on top of the soil level here. So that will stick out basically, and that's good because, you know, of the heavy rains here, I need to make sure it's nice and safe from flooding. So it is a lot of work as expected, but it's doable. I have 3 more days. I cannot continue today because I have plans this afternoon, but the other days are full day of working, so I can keep going then. And yeah, I see you in a few days then. It is cold. Ooh, I'm not used to this. So, as you can see, we've got the first frost today, which is, yeah, crazy to have here in Portugal, but it's part of it because I live pretty close to the mountains. So it's an area that gets quite a drop of temperatures around this time of the year. But during the day it heats up quite nicely, so it's mostly during the night where I have to put an extra blanket on me so I don't feel cold in the camper. As fun as it is to pick up the camera and film those projects, it can be also a distraction. So I decided not to film yesterday and keep working on it. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the results. So I think this is almost half of the surface of the shed, or the surface that I need to dig out to make the process for the shed. So I'm pretty happy with the results. I think it's almost level. I balanced it out earlier. I might have to take a bit more out on this area, but otherwise it looks pretty fine. And I will have to dig out the rest first, and then to see at the end, you know, that both sides are equal as well, and not just, you know, the short part here. So yeah, well, I guess it's the same process still. I will take out more of the soil and then, you know, make the leveling that I will show you this time also, because I didn't film it yesterday. So yeah, let's keep going. Let's warm up. Woo! You would kind of think that the frost makes it a bit harder to go through the soil, but because I think it's just frost on the top, on the leaves basically, it doesn't really affect the soil too much, but somehow I feel it makes it a bit easier even to take out the chunks, because they're more compacted a tiny bit more. This dirt pile is getting bigger and bigger. I think at the end of the work I will have at least 3 cubic meters of soil here. This is the soil that I take out from the top as far as I can go with the first, you know, shovel. And what you can see in the back is basically the lower level of that, which in my opinion I think shouldn't have any weeds and seeds. So I will use that in my garden up the terraces. And with this one, I really have no idea what to do with it. I thought maybe about doing a high bed, a high garden bed, but in Portugal I think it's not the best idea because of the high summer heat and it drying out pretty quickly. But maybe somebody has some experience with high garden beds in Portugal, or has a total different idea what to do with that huge amount of soil. So let me know in the comments if you have a cool idea for a project, or have an idea what to do with this huge pile of soil. Look at that. Perfection. So I have done 4 meters and 80 centimeters, so almost 5 meters. And I need 660 because I have 30 centimeters of border, additional border of each side. So the shed is 6 meters long, but I add 30 centimeters from each side, so it's 660 that I need to reach. So 1 meter and 60 centimeters that I still have to do tomorrow. If I measure it correctly the first time around, 150 I have to do tomorrow. Yay! It's doable. It's hard work, but it's doable. So tomorrow the rest, and then the next day I will do the first layer of gravel. And yeah, we'll go from there. And this is where I leave you for this week's episode. Next week, it's time to finish the work and prepare everything so that the concrete floor can be poured. So more shoveling ahead. See you next time. Bye.